Another in the entertaining series, Improve Your Patterns. Today, we look at common faults, common mistakes, and how to fix them in the mighty pattern Toi Gye, my favourite colour belt pattern. Lots of techniques out of Toi Gye are used in black belt gradings because of the L stance to walking stance stuff that you need to get right. Let's just jump straight in as we go. Taking for granted that you're doing proper stances every time. And the top tip is complete every movement before you start your next. Don't blur a movement in. When I do patterns in a class, I will classically finish last because I'm finishing every move and giving a little pause before the next one. So we can't make sure you're here. Now I see a lot of people, they do their first move like that. They just lift. I want to see a chamber at head height. Remember, this is an inner forearm block like Sajjadrugi number 2 or the last half of Toi Gye. It chambers underneath and outside at head height. So I want to see you lift, keep your weight over the back leg and drop to the L stance. I need to see you chamber the spear finger. I don't care whether you reach down. It's a lot nicer if you actually chamber. Don't just leave that hand there and take it to the shoulder, but from there, reach out with it. Line through your elbow, through your hand to the direction that you want the spear to travel. It's not a downward knife hand strike. You'll see second dans do a move that is a downward knife hand strike, but it isn't that in Toi Gye. The L stance to walking stance. This happens throughout the pattern. You cannot turn an L stance into walking stance by magically going, ha-cha-cha, woo! It's a walking stance. You can't do that. An L stance, take your L stance, your walking stance is longer and wider. So I'd mostly like to see you hip twist. From your L stance, point your heel, take it over there, and twist into it. This next move is slow, low block back fist, low outer forearm block. Think where your walking stance low block goes. Put it there like that, step forward, that's where that one goes. This is a back fist. I want to see your hand either above the elbow or slightly out. But too often I see people with a hand, they come up and it's there. Like there's an irritating parrot on their shoulder. You go, bore off, take that, Polly Parrots. No, it's not that. It's out there. Hip twist into the X block. Make sure you get it the right way round. Pay attention. Left leg in front, left hand underneath. Hip twist, hip twist. Tidier from the belt if you can. It's quite legitimate to do the X block with the elbow higher than the hands, as long as the elbow is higher than the hands. One. Same with this. Some instructors will teach it from there. Yeah, I don't mind. To my colour belts, I teach mine from the belt because I guarantee it's tidier. Or in Welsh, tidy. But what I want is this double hip twist. Hip twist, hip twist. Keep the hand there for the snap kick and then chamber the double punch. A proper snap kick double punch. From the belt, obverse, reverse, kicking and punching to the centre line. Like the yellow belts you were, or not. Come around the slow posture move. These come in. The punching knuckles on the belt, little finger down. A couple of my guys keep seeming to be doing hammer fist. They've got the idea that this is punch chamber position. It's not. Let's talk about the W-shaped blocks. First of all, you've got to do sitting stances. You know, it's too easy. If you watch other people doing this, you're going to see by the time they've done a couple of them, their feet are pointing funny directions. They've got to be parallel, and a grading examiner will look for that. But for real combat, you need the feet parallel. As soon as the feet are out, there's the urge to sit down and fall over backwards. You need the feet parallel. So my top tip from Do-san, and in Do-san, I'm talking about the last two sit stance knife hand strikes. You know how you turn the foot to emphasize Balkal for your side kicks? It's the same here. Turn the foot almost like you're side kicking the ground. That seems to pull both feet in. In my day, we were taught to stamp. Lift the foot up high, bam, and stamp. I still stamp, and I teach it to some of my students. I teach it to adults more than kids. Kids is hard enough for Toi Gye is hard enough for kids as it is. I would come back to them when they're older and say, let's see if we can put a bit more of a stamp in on that. But let's look at the W-shaped blocks. I want to look at the finish position. It's not this. In here. Again, it's not hitting two irritating parrots now. This is out there, like the W, you know. I want to see the hands slightly wider than the elbows, and I want to see the hands at eye height. Both of them, you see a lot of that, all uneven. These have to be even. Get a mirror, film yourself, or just go, yes, they're the same height. Now let's look at these blocks. I see stuff I hate. I see this. Like two outward back flicks. No, it's not that. I see this. It's not that either. Look, you guys know inward block. You guys know outward outer forearm block. Inward inner forearm, outward outer forearm. It's like two of those. High section. So look, inward, L stance, inward outer forearm, like that. Same thing, sitting stance, inward outer forearm. Coming from in there like that. This one over here, outward outer forearm in sitting stance. You do the two at the same time. Oh no, it'd be this way around, wouldn't it? Like that, they're both coming in and blocking. Each time, coming in and blocking. Some of you look like you've had a nasty accident. You've broken everything and the hospital's put you in plaster and this can't move. Yeah, so I'm like this all the time. I need somebody to help me with the toilet, please. You're like that. So I see people moving. They're really nice stances and the arms aren't doing nothing. Arms aren't doing anything, I mean. It's my bad diction. One is, sorry. So you've got these, yes? Bam, good stances. You do the last one. It's right foot to left foot, move the left, and it's like the last move of Yul Gok. Chambering up there, done low section in L stance. Half of my students, half of my students, they do anything. I've seen them do punches, knife hand guarding blocks, reverse knife hand guarding blocks. Right foot to left foot, move the left, double forearm pressing block. Same as the end of Yul Gok, down there. Right foot to left foot, move the left. Too often I see, just move the left. Right to left. Hip twist, front grasp. Ideally, hands neither flat nor vertical. Halfway around between the two, you go around the nape of somebody's neck, but no thumbs sticking out. If the thumb, Mrs. Martin, can you come around here? Can I borrow you? Let's hear it from Mrs. Martin. Yeah! Woo! If the thumbs were sticking out, you'd have your thumbs there like that. And then when you wanted to pull the slip off, you need to get them right round for the knee strike. Thank you, Mrs. Martin. Yay! Knee strike, spot down, chamber the knife hand guarding block. You know, I'm that way round, but I see a lot of people, they do the knee strike, they spot down, and it kind of goes, Proper L stance, big, like chopping a tree down. If you're in a proper L stance there, the snap kick comes up, chamber the high flat spear finger. Don't just reach and pull. It's just a punch with a different attacking tool on the end. Another knife hand guard, not the same thing. Step back, look over your shoulder, step back, drop to your back leg, low block back fist. This is dead common. What's that doing there? That should be folding back, right back. And this is a low block. Look, remember? Walking stance, low block, L stance, low block, back there. The low block chamber's on the inside, because that's where low block's chamber, and back fist chamber on the outside. This is a downward back fist. It's not a dosan back fist going round. A downward back fist, and you can let the wrist bend. Articulate for the articulate people. You let it articulate for the articulates. There we go. The jump. Now, currently, as we are in April 20, I've got well-damaged knees. Hopefully, I'm going to get bionics and be fixed. But we have the jump. Into the air. You're traveling. Look, if your L stance is there, see where my toes are? If my L stance is there, I should be landing only one chumbi's distance away. There was my front foot. I should be landing there. In Yul Gok, you jump for distance. Way! In Yul Gok, you're gone. This one, height and just a little bit, landing there. But you're jumping up. When I was a red tag, Master Jew had a couple of bloody great big sticks in the dojang at the academy, and he'd swing them at your knees and you had to get up and over them. And if he got you, you'd just get that little because he got you. Jump higher next time, Martin. Yes, sir. So up, and you should be landing. I'll do it because if we're facing the front, you should be jumping that way, landing. Your right foot hits the ground, and your left comes behind on the ball of the foot, making it a right X stance. Right foot lands the jump, right foot lands. So I'm going to do this the other way round. I've taken off, I've jumped. You land with the right foot coming through on the right, right behind, on the right, left behind, and here's your X block. You're facing that way completely, not off at any funny angle. If this was walking stance, you'd be there. This is a right X stance because you've landed on the right and the left's behind. So it's like a right walking stance. If you don't know obverse and reverse and left and right, check out my YouTube clip on that. We're there. Right hand underneath, taking it. This is behind. Now then I see the next move, double forearm. People swing it up from their double forearm. Doesn't start down there. You've got to lift it to head height and across. The low knife hand guarding blocks. Remember these low section techniques. Look at the walking stance low block. That tells you where your hand should be. So you come round, big chamber, the low knife hand guarding block, that hand above the knee. The low knife hand guarding block there, the other hand across supporting it by the elbow. Now again, this diagonal step longer and wider to walking stance. So now you're an L stance facing that wall, you make a walking stance facing that way, and the circular block goes to the corner. Left to right, chamber, go to the right, making an L stance facing the other way. Keep your weight back. You're going to make a walking stance facing the same way with hip twist into the first part of the circular block, stepping longer and wider. Circular block. I'm a walking stance facing that way. This comes out of it at 90 degrees-ish. It's to the corner. Feet stay where they are. I pivot. I make a walking stance facing that way and block to the front. Back to the corner. Right foot all the way in. Right foot out and punch. So these I've got you can't turn. No magic turns an L stance into a walking stance. You have to move the foot. The directions: block to the corner, block to the front, block to the corner. I see too much like that. Okay, that's pattern Toi Gye. How to fix it and make it better. Thank you.